Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to update GoHighLevel tasks for completed ClickUp task. So here my objective is that whenever a task will be completed in my ClickUp account, then automatically that same task should also be completed in GoHighLevel. So how we are going to automate this entire process? For this, we will have to set up a connection between these two applications, and that we are going to do without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect works on two principles, trigger and action. So in trigger, we are going to take ClickUp, and in action we are going to take GoHighLevel, and we are going to set up a connection between these two applications to automate this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect. And to learn the entire automation step by step, let me take you all towards my screen. In this video, we are going to learn that whenever a task will be completed in ClickUp, so automatically that same task should also be completed in GoHighLevel. So earlier I have already created an automation by setting up a connection between my GoHighLevel account and ClickUp in such a way that now both these applications are sync with each other, that now whenever a new task will be created in GoHighLevel, then automatically that same task will also be added in ClickUp. Now I'm going to create another automation with these two applications only. What I'm going to do, I want that whenever a task will be completed in ClickUp, then automatically that same task should also be completed in my GoHighLevel account. Okay, so I'm going to use Pabbly Connect for this entire process, which allows us to set up connections between different applications without the requirement of any coding or programming skills to automate all our tasks. This is the home page of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach by tapping the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. After coming over here, we can find two options, sign in and sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, you can directly click on sign in. But in case if you are a new user, you have to click on the sign up for free button to create your free new account. Also, when you will create your account, you will get 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. Now, because I'm already an existing user, therefore currently I'm going to click on sign in. This is the all apps section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. And it has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So on this dashboard, we can find all our workflows which we have created, and we can also create different folders over here to save our workflows accordingly. Now to create a new workflow, we have to click on this create workflow option. Let's do that. And here a dialog box will appear in front of us. It is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, let us provide a name over here. Update GoHighLevel task for completed ClickUp task. Okay, so now after giving this name, here I'm going to select the folder in which I want to save my workflow. So I have created a folder with the name as Team Productivity Boosters, and because these automations are related to task management, so I'm going to save this automation in this particular folder. I have selected that, and now let's click on create. In this way, by creating multiple folders, you can save your workflows separately. As we have done that, we can see that two windows are open in front of us. First is the trigger and the other is action. So as I told you that Pabbly Connect works on these two principles, trigger and action. So basically these two are the main concepts on which the entire automation works. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can have multiple actions as we want. Now here our objective is that whenever we are going to complete any task in ClickUp, then automatically that same task should also be completed in GoHighLevel. So here we are going to take ClickUp in our trigger, and let's suppose we are going to take GoHighLevel in our action. And here we can clearly see that action is following what the trigger commands, because when the task will be completed in ClickUp, then only that same task will also be completed in GoHighLevel, otherwise not. So after understanding the concept of trigger and action, let's start creating the workflow step by step. First of all, we will select our trigger application to start, and our trigger application here will be ClickUp. So let's select that. Now we have to select the trigger event. Trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to trigger or start. So here our trigger event will be task updated. So whenever a task will be updated in ClickUp, then we want to receive the response. Okay, so let's click on connect. Now it is asking us for the connection. So we have two options over here, add new connection or select existing connection. If you already have an existing connection, you can also go with that. But because I want to create a new connection, so I'm going to select add new connection over here. And we can see that we have to provide an API token for that. How we are going to get that? For that, we have to first of all log into our ClickUp account. Then under profile section, we will find the option of settings. Under settings, we will find apps, and under apps, we will find our API token. So first of all, I'm going to take you towards my ClickUp account, and this is the profile section we can see. So under profile, we have the option of settings. Let's select that, and this is the option of apps. When we have selected that, here is our API token. So let's simply copy that. We will move back and paste it over here. Okay, in the same manner, you need to find your API token, and now let's click on save. As we have done that, we can see that ClickUp is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. So we will move forward. Now here is the workspace name, space name and other details. So first of all, we have to select the workspace name. I only have one workspace in my account, so I have selected that already. Now the next is space. So for this, I'm going to take you towards my ClickUp account, and here you can see that I have two space and Pabbly Connect. So I want that whenever a new task will be updated in Pabbly Connect space, and I want to receive the response. So I have selected Pabbly Connect over here. And as we have selected the space name, we can see that the folders which are available in this particular Pabbly Connect space are given over here in the drop down. So I want that whenever the task will be completed inside this ClickUp folder, then I want to receive the response. So I'm going to select my folder name over here as ClickUp. And here is the list name. So I only have one list which is already selected. Now when we are going to click on save and send test request button, we can see that it is showing waiting for response. This means that now we have to do a test submission. How we are going to do that? By completing a task in ClickUp. So we have selected trigger event as task updated. So when we are going to update any particular task in ClickUp, then we are going to receive the response. Whether the task is completed, whether it is in progress or etc. We are going to receive the response for each and every update. Okay. For that, I'm going to tell you how we have to manage that. Now first of all, before that, let's go towards ClickUp, and this is the task list. Suppose I want to complete it, social media calendar. So I'm going to open this task, and what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to turn this task complete. Okay, so I will simply mark the complete, and the task is closed. So we'll go back towards Pabbly Connect, and here we will wait for a few seconds for the response. And we can see that as soon as we have marked the task complete, we have received the response over here in Pabbly Connect. In the response, we have received all the details. This is the task ID, here's the username, here's the status which is closed, okay, and all other details as well. So here you can see that we have received the after status as closed. This means that now because we have completed the task, that's why we have received closed as our status. But because our trigger event over here is task updated, so whenever any update will be made in the same task, we are going to receive the response for that also. So we have to apply a condition over here that whenever we are going to receive the status of the task in the response as closed, then only we want to continue the workflow, otherwise not, because I want that when the task will be completed, then only the same task should also be completed in GoHighLevel, otherwise we do not want to run this workflow. So for that we have to apply filter in our action step. Let's select filter over here as our action application. Filter is an amazing feature by Pabbly which allows us to set different kind of conditions in our workflow according to our requirements. Here we have to select the action event, that is filter values. Let's click on connect. Now we have to select the condition. We have label, filter type and value. So first of all, let us select the label. So the label over here will be from the previous response. Here we have received the after status. So the after status is closed. So I'm going to select the label as after status. And because I've inserted this data from my previous response, that means it has mapped. And when we map a data, it becomes dynamic. So with each and every new response, now it is automatically going to replace. So whenever a new status will be received from new response, then it will come over here in the place of this particular label. Now the filter type will be equal to and the value will be closed. So I want that whenever the status will be equal to close, then we want to continue the workflow, otherwise not. Okay, so here we can see that we have received the response and the condition is absolutely true. Why? Because the after status is equal to close currently. But in case if the after status will not be equal to close, then the workflow will stop over here only. Now, when the condition is true, let's move forward. Our objective is to update the same task which is recently updated in ClickUp in our GoHighLevel account as well. For that, first of all, we have to receive all the details related to the task. Okay, so you can see that we have received all the details in our earlier response, but we have not received the basic details such as the task name, the description and etc. For that we have to find the task in ClickUp once again, and that we are going to do with the task ID as we have received that in the trigger response. So let's click on this add action step button, and our action application over here will be ClickUp once again. Now we have to select the action event, that will be find task by task ID. Okay, let's click on connect. We will go with the existing connection only as we have already built it earlier. Now here it is asking us for the task ID. We have received the task ID in our trigger response. So we will simply map that. Okay, you can see as we have mapped this ID, it has become dynamic, and now with each and every new response, it is going to be replaced. So whenever a new task will be completed and the response will be captured, automatically the task ID is going to be replaced. Now we are going to click on save and send test request button, and we can see that here we have received the response. In this response, now we have received all the details related to this particular task. This is the name of the task. Here is the text content, that means the description of the task, the date and all other details. Okay, so now by using these details, we are going to update the task in GoHighLevel. But for that we have to set up the connection between GoHighLevel and Pabbly Connect. So now the turn is to click on this add action step button once again, and we have to select our action application as GoHighLevel. So for setting up the connection between GoHighLevel and Pabbly Connect, we have to use lead connector. Okay, so let's select lead connector v2. This is a tool through which we are going to set up this connection between GoHighLevel and Pabbly Connect. Now we have to select the action event, and that will be search task. So first of all, we are going to search the task in GoHighLevel, and after getting the details of the task, we are going to update that. Okay, so we have to select search task event. Okay, let's click on connect. So here I'm going to go with existing connection because I've already built a connection with my GoHighLevel account earlier. So if you want to create a new connection, then you have to click on this add new connection, and then you have to provide the access to Pabbly Connect for accessing your account. Now I'm going to click on save, and we can see that our connection is absolutely successful. And now we have to provide the query. The query is the name of the task. We have received the name of the task from our earlier step, that is find task step. So we will simply map that name. This is the name of the task, social media calendar. We have mapped that, and now when we are going to click on save and send test request button, we can see that we have received a response. In the response, we have received all the details. This is the task ID. Okay, this is the assignee ID. That means to whom the task is assigned. This is the description of the task, and here's the contact ID as well. So as you have received all these details, now by using these details, we are going to update the task. Okay, so we'll click on this add action step button once again. Here we have to once again set up the connection between Pabbly Connect and GoHighLevel. So we are going to select lead connector V2. And here we have to select the action event, that will be update task. Okay, so we have selected that. Now we have to click on connect, and we will go with the existing connection only. So let's click on save, and here we can find that the connection is successful. So now we have to enter the details in these fields. First of all, it is asking us is the contact ID. We have received the contact ID in our earlier response. We have to map that ID over here. For that, we have to turn this mapping button on. We have to remove the existing data from here, and then we have to simply map the contact ID which we have received. So this is the contact ID. We have mapped that and done. Now the next is the task ID. So we also have received the task ID in our earlier response. So we will simply turn this mapping button on. We will map the task ID. This is the task ID and done. So as we have mapped the contact and the task ID, so they have become dynamic now. So with each and every new response, they are going to replace. Now the next is the title of the task. Let's quickly map that as well. Okay, and the description also. Is the task completed? So the status over here will be true, and this is the assignee to whom we want to assign this task. So I am going to assign the task to dummy user every time. Let's click on save and send test request button, and here we have received the response. In the response, we have received all the details and the task ID as well. So let's go and check whether the task is completed or not in GoHighLevel. So this is the task which we have recently completed. So I'm going to refresh this page, and here we can see that the task is marked as complete. So this means that our connection is absolutely successful and we have completed our workflow. So now let's check this workflow once again. We have multiple other tasks as well. So let's say I want to complete this generate caption task in ClickUp. So now we'll go back. So this is the task which I'm going to complete in ClickUp with the name as generate captions. I'm going to open that, and now I'm going to click on complete. Status of this task is completed. Now we will go back towards GoHighLevel, and as soon as we have completed over here, we will see that the status of that same task will also be completed here as well. So we will refresh the page. And yes, here we can see that without any manual efforts, this task is also completed. This means that our connection is absolutely successful. So let's just quickly summarize what we have done in their workflow. So this is the workflow for task management. Here I've already created a workflow earlier as well with the help of Pabbly Connect, in which I have set up a connection between GoHighLevel and ClickUp in such a way that whenever a new task will be added in GoHighLevel, then automatically that same task will also be added in ClickUp. Now in this workflow, the objective is that the task which will be added in ClickUp will be completed. Then automatically that same task will also be completed in GoHighLevel as well. Okay, so for this we have taken ClickUp in our trigger, filter, ClickUp once again, and lead connector V2, that is GoHighLevel in our action. And we have set up the connection that whenever a ClickUp task will be updated, if that update will be completing of task, then automatically that same task will also be completed in GoHighLevel. So I hope this video was helpful for you. In this way, you can create both the automations. If you want to learn this earlier automation, for that I've already created a video. You can go and check that video on our YouTube channel. And after creating that automation, you can also create this particular automation. This is also very simple. Okay, I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such applications without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also please like our video and subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.